Hello everyone, and welcome. It is so good to spend time with you again today. And I wanted to share some thoughts on why it is important to be our authentic selves and how to begin to connect with yourself, especially if you feel like you have lost yourself. And how can that happen? The reason why it's so important to be your authentic self is that in this way you can truly gauge if the people and things that you're involved with in your life actually make you feel complete. They are actually extensions or expressions of mutual respect and mutual completion in that way. The other thing with being your authentic self is that you can identify what makes you happy and, even more so, how you wish to express yourself into the world. What is important to you, the statements that you would like to make. But let's face it, life can be very all-consuming, not very easy. We get so involved with our responsibilities that we can become lost in them. And one of the big clues that you can have that this has happened to you is when you check in with yourself and you don't even know where you begin and end, and everyone else begins and ends. You are not sure about what you think and even what makes you happy. You're like, I have no idea. It's been that long, or it's been that crazy. So the most basic form, a very important routine to have every day, is when you wake up, just take a few moments and check in with where you are. How are you feeling physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally? What are your thoughts? You don't have to take a whole lot of time, just getting that baseline that this is me versus everybody else. But let's go a little bit further. Let's say that you are to that point where you are not really sure. Are you happy? Is this what your life is? Is this really an expression of yourself? So with that, be open. And you can allow for yourself just to have that quiet time. It does require for you to take time separate from the treadmill of every day. So getting rid of any electronic devices, anything that can be distracting. Having music that makes you happy, instrumental is best. In the background is okay. And the first thing you do is you can just be open and say, I would like just to maybe think about and reflect on things or people that I'm involved with that I don't know if they're really where I want to be. And see what comes popping into your mind or even into your emotional field. So what comes up, you can begin to look at. So typically what comes up first is what's been, I'm going to say, in your subconscious mind or on your back burner, and it's just been waiting to come out. And even so, say if nothing comes, then you can choose an area of your life that you want to just take a closer look at. And the first thing is, does it feel good or not so much? And if something feels good, then don't ignore it. Begin to pay attention to what elements or people or activities are in it that help you to feel good, that you can just feel a connection with. And that's the big key, is that you can feel that resonance inside of you. And that that is part of your authentic self. But if you have something that doesn't feel good and somehow can make you feel less than or lost, or even a sense of frustration, that's a really good one, a sense of frustration, or again an emotion that is negative, then stop and take a look at that. What is it about this person, this activity, this job, whatever it is, that is making you feel this way? What are the elements within that? And begin to study, okay, do I really need that, whatever it is that you're looking at within your life? So here you begin to weigh and to sort things out. Going even more so, It could be a case where you are blocking yourself from discovering who you really are, and in turn, what can make you happy. And at times, it could be the things of childhood that come in. Many cultures, ours included, can have this bit where love and acceptance can be based upon, again, in this dominant culture, can be based upon, how well you perform, how well do you conform to what is expected of you. And with that, love becomes conditional. The idea of people pleasing in order to survive becomes the primary function versus being able to be yourself and express yourself and add to your greater good and the greater good of all. So take a seat back when you find that some of this has happened because of expectations that you were taught and that are not serving you in a healthy way. Begin to examine what is the balance of giving and receiving, because you can find yourself being very, very drained. And, it may not be the other individual's fault, maybe because you were taught that you're meant to give and never say anything. You haven't expressed what it is that you need. So it doesn't allow for the other party to be able to, to change or to correct that. That's one thing for sure. Another way that we as individuals can get lost is just being constantly busy. Busy to the point of exhaustion, busy to the point that there's seemingly no time for anything else. So you get caught up in the responsibilities that you have to family, to work, to wherever it is that you have obligated yourself to. And here, aside from, as you said before, beginning to set good boundaries and explaining that you have needs as well, is taking a step back from just being what I call being functional all the time, and setting time aside and exploring. If it's been that long that you don't remember, what do you like, what makes you happy, again, don't judge yourself. Life happens. But it's now time to take life back by reconnecting with yourself. Do different activities, explore and touch them, talk to different types of people, read different books, see different things, but always with the idea that you're not trying to fit into something. That's the key. It is what resonates with you and gets you excited, it wakes you up. There's a sense of being alive again. And getting involved with this activity, with these friendships, whatever project, becomes an extension of who you are, becomes another expression versus you slamming yourself into a box. Final note that I'll share with us too as well when it comes to coming back. At times, you can find that your history, your situation is just so complex that it is almost impossible to really comb things out. Perhaps it's in addition to that, you don't have confidence in yourself, or maybe even being in an environment where you feel, whether it's real or not, that you're not being supported. When things like this happen, it is A-OK, choose wisdom and kindness to go to those people. They can be close friends whom you can trust, family of the heart, blood or not, or professional that can help for you to sort through things, because they have that sense of care for you, but enough separateness, objectivity to your situation that they can reflect back to you different thoughts and ideas. In the end, however, take your time. Part of being your authentic self is seeing what resonates, makes you feel more complete. And I always say you found what's yours, because, a bad day of doing a certain job is better than a good day of anything else. You know you've found a activity that is yours when that inner child can come out to play, and there could be other inner children, other kids that come out to play too, where you can just be yourself and you feel safe in expression and creative expression. And, believe it or not, another thing that can cause for you to feel lost, and I hinted at it before, and I did say before, is just being tired. Make sure that you rest properly. Make sure that you nourish yourself and give yourself quiet time. In order for you to find and connect with yourself, you need to meditate. You need to contemplate. And if you find that you're too scared to do that because you're afraid of who you'll find if you stop running, then breathe. This is when you find others to help you. And perhaps what you've been running from is an old vision of yourself that is not true. Typically it is something that is unresolved, but no longer, if it keeps on coming up to you, it means that it's now time and you are ready to release yourself from it. So my dear friends, this is what I would say is please take time. Quietude, meditation, prayer, contemplation is needed. And it's healthy for you. It's healthy to disengage from the whirl and twirl of everything. And once you know who you are, once you have that sense and you're moving forward, you're exploring, then do so with joy. You will grow more confident as you do. You'll find more kindred spirits as you do. And that sense of, you'll just feel good being in your own skin. And I want to leave you with a quote from Oscar Wilde. And I thoroughly agree with him. Be yourself because everyone else is taken. So with that, my dear friends, I would say that, share your thoughts of how you connect with yourself. And to those of you who have subscribed, I thank you. And a like, a share, a comment really helps me a lot and helps for the positivity to continue. So with wonderful gratitude, thank you so much for spending this time with me. Wanishi and bright blessings until we sit with each other again.